Well, the car is filled up to the boot and there is a wildfire in Volos, so we cannot really go right now to check the boat. So I had to empty the entire car from my personal belongings and keep an eye on the news regarding the wildfire. Well, another day then. So I'm loading up the car once again, hopefully no wildfires this time. I get all my personal belongings with me for at least 15 days so I can check the boat and wait for the surveyor to check the boat and produce the survey and see how it goes. And so it begins. It's 5:22 in the morning and I just left my home with all this stuff. Going to the boat. Let's see how that goes today after the wildfires. Oops, something moved in the bag. And yes, as you probably have already guessed, I travel half the country south to check out the boat. The boat in question is a Jeanneau Sun Fizz 40, a mighty cruiser racer back from the roaring 80s. And it's quite a beamy boat with a width of about 3.85 meters and an overall length of 12-13 meters. So it's supposed to be quite a roomy boat to accommodate for the needs of a household. It has the typical 3-cabin arrangement from the 80s. There are 2 heads and quite a roomy salon / galley and chart table area. It also appears to be in a decent condition. I'm not sure though. So I've hired a surveyor to help me decide on this one and prevent me from buying a lemon. Τώρα ό,τι χρειάζεστε από εμάς μας λέτε να σας βοηθήσουμε να μετακινούμε πράγματα, να κάνουμε ό,τι θέλουμε. Μέσα, τώρα δεν έχω πρόβλημα ακόμα, θέλω να το... ξεκινάμε το χάλι κάτω. And to make sure there is no osmosis, we have to check for the moisture readings of the whole hull.
Πάντως μπαλατζάρει πολύ έτσι και πας σε κανένα νησί που έχει ψηλό βουνό και κατεβάσεις καμιά σπηλιάδα.
Να σηκώσουμε λίγο το deck, να πάρουμε το δίγκι, να το...
Καλό θα ήταν γιατί...
Hey. Fenders inside.
Την άλλη φορά δεν δουλεύανε. Κάτι το σύστημα δεν δουλεύει.
Since we exhaustively checked the whole boat's interior, it was about time to go out in the sea and have a sea trial.
Να πάει τα του. Δεν ξέρω αν αργήσει αυτός, πρέπει να τον περιμένω, να ρίξω άκυρα να τον περιμένω. Έχει πάει να ρίξω γύρω πάει τώρα.
Δεν μπορεί να ρίξει λέει σε ώρες κοινής ησυχίας έτσι. Since we exhaustively checked the interior of the boat, it was about time to have a sea trial.
Κάτι βρήκε, μπορεί να ήταν το τρέλερ, δεν ξέρω.
Κάποιο άλλο με είδαμε και εγώ, εντάξει. At that point we had to test the maximum cruising RPM for the engine. We successfully recorded over 8 knots without any kind of wind. Unfortunately, we couldn't really test much as we only tested the mainsail because the Jeanneau was stuck up in the top swivel. And after 2 hours of sea trial testing, it was about time to head back to the boatyard and test the hull after it has been wetted and see if there is any kind of imperfection that's now more obvious than before. All in all, I was happy with the boat and the survey and the testing and the sea trial and everything. And that's of course my part as a first-time buyer, although I had a lot of reading first regarding how to test a boat, how to survey a boat, and how to ensure the boat is not damaged or the maintenance was proper or something is not very off. But again, I was not the expert, so while going through the checks and the tests with the surveyor, I was listening to him commenting on things that needed fixing or things that needed replacement, and generally bits and pieces that needed more attention and more money to spend on. One thing is for sure, the boat was undoubtedly neglected. And that means no electronic equipment whatsoever. No navigational equipment, nothing like that. And the maintenance that was done was kept to the bare minimum, unfortunately. So by that point, it was clear to me that it was a project boat that needed a lot of attention and a lot of fixing and a lot of upgrading, and it would be a big rig fit project, whether I like it or not. Nevertheless, my final decision will be greatly influenced by the surveyor's full survey, which is about to be produced in 1 week's time or so. Until then, I can only wait and speculate, unfortunately. I've spent the rest of the day in the boatyard helping the owner to prepare the boat for the next potential buyer. And then late in the evening I made my way to Volos, the nearby city, to wait for the surveyor to produce the survey and see if I'm going to eventually buy the boat. Hopefully next week I'll be able to make my mind regarding this boat, depending on the survey of course. And if you want to see more, please like and subscribe, and I'll make sure I'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching!